Regional 1, taking the fight to Space Station Gaming. I think a lot of people thought that they were going to beat Space Station. If they can play anywhere near that level, we're going to have a Peeps win. But who knows? Maybe they won't. Maybe this is going to be all different.
Yeah, taking Space Station to 7 games in that semi-finals that they then went on to win much more comfortably than the semi-finals did end up letting on was a huge move from them. So a lot to see here from the Peeps. I'm excited to see what they can deliver because I've always loved watching their playstyle, but Aeon starts with Continuum with the first goal.
Hang on, Aeon. You were saying before, that these aren't a squad who are going to come out here and try to outpace teams. But Aeon going up there against Illusion shows that they do have that in their locker to Continuum. Speedy play, quick finish, and it is indeed 1-0 to Continuum.
Yeah, decent speed to come out, but AJ looking to get the counter, and he does this time underneath Aeon. Catches him sleeping. And Cole, there's one thing you need to do with the Peeps. Don't become semi-unconscious overnight against them.
Don't sleep on them. Yeah, very good. I was wondering if that's where you were going with that one, and of course you were. And that is a kickoff goal against Continuum. Whenever I see a team concede a kickoff goal, I always think, right, is that going to become a thing? You know, there's sort of those series where one or two of them go in, and it's just down to luck. Other times, you see a genuine weakness. And right away from this kicker, we're already seeing that the Peeps are the ones who continue to have that pressure. Illusion is all alone. Noxus comes in to recover, but goodness me, did he have some time there. The attack continues, Gyro shoots, and a combination of all 3 Continuum players clear it away. Can they survive it again? Yes, they can, but it is the Peeps that continue to have this pressure.
Gyro bringing out those retro Pittsburgh Knights and originally Peep styles that we've compared to Endpoint previously, where Peeps were the purveyors of the demo meta in the current form that it is, winning previous DreamHacks using it, obviously with a slightly different roster at the time. And it is a huge shift for Rocket League that they ended up pioneering. So Gyro looking to continue that and to keep it going, to disrupt Continuum as best he can. The shot comes in, and it's 2-0 for the Peeps.
Smart finish for Illusion as well. I think I was expecting him to absolutely bang that one, but instead he knew that coming off the back of this beautiful AJ assist, the best thing he could do is keep it low, be unexpected. I just really enjoy smart finishes as opposed to booming ones. I think that most people prefer seeing it smash the top corner, but there's something special about seeing it roll into the goal like that.
I'm personally a fan of it hard and see what happens, but
I respect that.
You know me, yeah, exactly.
We continue then with the Peeps 2-1 in the lead. Can they keep this going? Looking like the better team at this point, despite conceding that early goal. Astro is below this one, but Gyro is chasing him. The Peeps aren't letting Continuum have anything their own way, which they'll be pleased about. You saw there, Illusion letting AJ come in, show some good speed from the mechanical maestro AJ. Gyro's been found. Gyro's going to shoot. Aeon had to pre-jump and did do that. Then he has to get the next hit as well against Illusion. Where's this one bouncing? It's towards Noxus. Good clearance. But all it's going to do is set up the next wave of attack from the Peeps.
You mentioned AJ earlier, and he has been one of my more favourite players to watch in NA because of how fun and swirly and how seemingly he cares about going the shortest distance. As Aeon finds the shortest distance to the goal. I had that line prepared for about 5 seconds, and then he just took his sweet time. Gyro not trusting that AJ had the touch there at all, and Aeon can take full advantage.
My friend, Gyro does not care for your one-liners, Stumpy Goblin. Make sure you use them when Gyro doesn't fancy putting his team under immense pressure with a pointless touch. And just when this game is starting to look like Continuum we're going to be struggling to deal with it, they give it a freebie. And as Noxus puts this one into the corner, they'll be thinking that we can do something from this game, especially with that demo coming in. It was actually on Noxus from Gyro, but Aeon shoots again, saved by AJ, and it looks like there's been a massive swing in momentum.
This will definitely be a confidence game, this one. For Peeps to continue their confidence, AJ nearly intercepting from the pre-jump, and then also for Continuum to just get it in their minds that yes, they can be and live at this level. Like I said in the pre-show, we saw that Continuum made it to stage 2 in regional number 1. Decent performance, then they just got swept by 3 fantastic teams, quite frankly. So hard draw for them, but you got to play what you're up against. And Peeps not looking like they're putting up as much pressure as maybe we all thought they would.
Continuum seem to be growing into this game, and as I say that, AJ just places the ball like a 3-pointer in basketball, swooping it into the top corner to return Peeps of their lead.
And moving down the basketball pitch, AJ sinking it right underneath the crossbar, getting the lead for the Peeps, as now back to our regular scheduled viewing. But I mean, the keeper there should have done a bit more, because I think maybe he thought it was going to be touching the crossbar, rotate back out, and then clear it far, but just didn't quite read it well enough. Peeps take full advantage.
No time for Continuum to dwell on that, though, because straight off the kickoff, they had a little bit of cleaning up to do, but suddenly Astro comes out with a musty, which nobody expected.
I think that's the first musty that anybody expected to see in the RLCS.
Do you reckon it was that telegraphed?
Yeah, maybe. I think that was it. I mean, we didn't see it from the qualifiers, so we had to see it at some point today.
I got it after I asked what you meant. I'm so sorry.
I thought I'd clarify. I thought it was quite a good joke. Fair play.
It was.
We move on. That's okay.
Unlike Musty, he did not move on.
Very good. We salvaged the joke. GG.
Competition. Here's Gyro. AJ's beating up Nox's, and there's a save coming in from Nox's teammate. Alucia now on the side wall. Need to battle here to Continuum, but you mentioned that they qualified to Stage 2 of Regional 1, and they did via essentially a reverse sweep in the Swiss. So we know that they can fight, we know that they can grind, and they've got 35 more seconds to do so here. If they can clear away, Noxus does, and he finds Astro, and this could be the counter-attack that they're after.
Not if Evolution has anything to do with it, as he sends it back down the pitch. Gyro can catch, sends it rightward. AJ with time, can send it long, but instead gets pressured from behind. Nox's with one. Can he get the second? No, that goes far. And it's potentially a goal. Aeon can get there. Still chances.
Astro catches it, needs to flip this one away nice and quickly. Illusion's actually backflipped, meaning Astro can have a race with AJ, which he wins. This is the chance. Aeon into the center. Noxus shoots. Maybe not the best chance. Actually, a Gyro really fancies losing this game, but he's saved by his teammate, and despite some dodgy defending, the Peeps eke out a 3-2 victory.
If there's a noise that sums up the last 2 seconds of that game, I think it's all of the players going, eek, because it so nearly went in. It was just smushed against the keeper, who just about kept the ball out in the end. 3-2 to the Peeps, much closer than I was anticipating. I was thinking a few goals for the Peeps, and maybe Continuum with 1 or 2, see if they can build themselves into the series. That's a really strong start. Aeon at the top of the scoreboard by more than his teammates' points combined. He's on 665, the others under 300 each, and there were 5 saves, 6 shots. He had a very good performance there. Just need Astro and Nox's to step up, support him, maybe come in for a closer shadow so then they can finish off the shots that he's not quite sending perfectly on target.
Aeon, a player as well, with a massive point to prove. He was dropped by RGB after they made it to this stage a couple of seasons ago, to the old version of the RLCS. So he will be relishing this opportunity to prove that that was a poor decision. So it's no surprise to see him so high up in the scoreboard. But hello, this is surprising. Lucian with a flip reset. Gyros is saved by the man that we were talking about, Aeon. Now he's up the right wing. Onto the backboard he goes. But AJ can get a block. No, he can't. Oh my goodness. It's just over the top from Nox's. And more dodgy defending from Peeps. There's been a few times where I've wanted them to just boom it away. And they've tried, to my eyes, just to be a little bit too clever in taking these risky touches.
I mean, that was something that we saw a lot from AJ when he was on Rogue, and Rogue still continue to do, where they do go for a little bit of silliness over maybe the most practical, perfect option. It can catch the enemy out every now and then, but I think sometimes go to the path with the least resistance.
It's Gyro that I've noticed it from the most. He was the one that set up the first Continuum goal, and then right at the end of the first game, rolling it across his own goal line. So just chill, boys. For the Peeps, you don't have anything to prove. You just got a game to win. That's a massive boom. Knocks it off. No! Oh, goodness me! I think that talking about the Peeps' dodgy defending moved the curse over to Continuum.
Oh, Nox's, I feel for you, hun. That is an awkward post bounce. Predictable from a little bit further out, but being that close to the action, Nox's finds himself going a little bit too far forward. Bounces off his little old behind, and it lands perfectly. Shot can come in, and Peeps take the lead.
Good demo, though, against the original demo team. AJ's taken out the game, and Astro now has a clean chance to dribble and flick towards Gyro. AJ is somewhat in his way, but not enough to stop him dribbling it out himself. He's got a player to his right. Here he comes. No, he didn't actually. He waited for it, and now Illusion finally comes in. But Aeon can quite happily clear that one. It's read by AJ, so he puts it into the center. Gyros is waiting in the back, which I think will fill Continuum with more joy. There we go. Oh, what's he doing in defense? What's he doing in defense? He's having a shocker. So far getting away with it again. This time he's bumped out the way. Aeon shooting, and AJ saves the day. Gyro's defending, Stumpy, is scaring me.
Yeah, Gyro is having a bit of a mare when it comes down to keeping the ball out of a goal. Quite happy to put it in, but they do well with it in the midfield. Can do, sends it towards AJ, up on the backboard. The save from Astro sends it clear. Illusion flies very much underneath, and Aeon on the counter gets the first goal for Continuum.
I'm excited for Continuum, but I am starting to get a little bit frustrated with the defensive offerings we're being given here by Peeps. They are throwing away goals, and they're throwing away opportunities. And as Continuum continue to grow into this series, it's going to catch them out.
I mean, they've already been caught out a few times. Continuum have had shockers of their own, but I mean, at that point, they're both struggling on the defensive side. I mean, shot there from Gyro, looking much more convincing than any defense he's put up today at all. Then the boost gets stolen from him, and Gyro does get the demo on Astro on that right-hand side. AJ catching the Mechanical Maestro will go for a solo play, gets it central. But to Aeon, the carry of Continuum is looking now to be a lot more supported by his teammates.
Good bump from him as well, just to put this ball all the way deep into Peeps' territory. They get out brilliantly, but Astro can stop AJ getting the clean touch that he was so desperate for, and pick himself up some boost. So he beats AJ to it, but also only finds AJ. Aeon tries to get a save, but can't. Another chance goes begging for the Peeps, and that demo should stop the attack brewing.
Gyro getting demo hungry now. Realizes, okay, maybe the ball is not my forte. Maybe I do need to go back to basics and just hit the players hard instead. And Aeon returns with a demo himself on Gyro. Illusion tries to whip it around that left wall. As AJ now continues the attack.
Every demo is involving Aeon in some way. He's either being demoed or demoing. I think that Peeps have identified him as a player to try and remove from the game the way that he's playing. Maybe he's wanting to stay still on the floor and try and catch the ball and dribble it away because he's so good at those defensive dribbles. But that's poor. It's gone to Illusion. Noxus can't get the save, and straight down the heart of the goal. It's 2-1 Peeps.
Astro cleverly takes it to the left-hand corner, but Gyro makes him realise maybe that was a bit of a mistake. Nox is on the goal line, can't quite keep it out after Illusion does get the shot straight at him. The pre-jump not doing him as well this time, as Peeps now take the lead with 90 seconds remaining. I can still see, though, a Continuum goal coming out here and taking us to overtime.
We know that they're going to get 3 opportunities. They might not happen in the next minute and 28 seconds, but they have been peppered throughout this series for the Peeps. That could be a goal, and Aeon is going to get back in time and save it. Another demo comes in. Illusion on Astro. Noxus needs to get this one away cleanly, and he does. Aeon goes long. Gyro can't get the touch. Illusion does put it into the corner. Now, where's Astro? He's actually rotating back to leave it to his teammate Noxus. They'll know, all the Continuum players, that time is just beginning to run out. Becoming their enemy with each passing second. Gyro's just staring at his eyes. Yeah, exactly. He was staring him down going, if you go for this ball, I'm going to have you. And they did have him, and it's 3-1.
Great touch out there from AJ over to Illusion. Over the top of Aeon, who just about gets the touch, but it was with his will, so it skims into the net regardless. Too clear. The Peeps, with under a minute left, need to hold their lead now, as they made it a little bit more awkward than they needed to at the end of game number 1, looking to have more of a convincing win here in number 2.
Yeah, this would be a great time for them to pull away and score 1 or even 2 more to really give themselves confidence going into game 3 here, because I'm still not seeing a clean victory for the Peeps. There's been so many awkward touches and misses. They're sort of grinding this one out, and they're nowhere near the standard that they were at towards the end of the last regional. So, still warning signs for them, and that is a piece of brilliance from Noxus, and this game is still alive and very well.
Great touch from Aeon, gets it sent to Noxus with a demo, catch and flick to send it in the top corner as well. Noxus with a sublime play. With under 30 seconds, 1 goal now separates these teams. The Peeps can go through into their 3rd game with 2 under their belt, or suddenly we're in the 1-on-1.
That's to the side. Gyro and Aeon up against this one. It's Astro that it falls to, but he has pretty much no boost to work with. Has to get a 50-50 pinch, and he does. AJ was called into action using his reads. That's a good touch from Noxus over the top. Is he going to get round it? Yes, he is. Continuum bring it back with 7 seconds left.
I said I thought there'd be chances for Continuum goals here. I didn't necessarily think they'd be able to get the 2, but Aeon, he gets that shot off on net. Pretty decent shot as well, but it goes post and then bounces for Noxus to get the goal. Now 7 seconds remain. Does this finish in regulation?
Let's find out. AJ needs a good clearance here because Noxus is lingering underneath. He gets it, But only as far as Astro. Lucian can't do too much of this one, can he? Or maybe he can. It's a good pass. And Gyro has missed the ball at a key moment. And we are heading into overtime.
Gigantic moment. What an angle as well. Nearly getting the shot off from that awkward side wall. Now AJ from the mid has a little bit of time, takes it to the corner where Aeon is lurking. This game, Aeon will be much happier to see that his teammates have stepped up.
He's still the fastest player on this pitch to me, though. Their equalising goal was due to his pace. Beating Peeps to the ball. Astro up against AJ does well to get that second save, but they're boost starved now. Continuum need to think about every touch they make. Do we boom it now? Do we 50-50 it? What do we do? Illusion had no such worries there. He just had to stop that ball going into the goal. Eventually comes to AJ. It's going to be boomed right back by Astro. A little bit of ping pong for now. Which one of these teams is going to be the first to really string a set of passes together? This could be the moment for Astro, but it's just allowed it to bounce alongside him.
Yeah, I think he wanted to get the catch there. He wanted to get the catch
for a long time.
Yeah, just about missed it, unfortunately. As Noxus from the ceiling sends it central. Gyro, though, the North boost to get it again, but doesn't quite. Astro can now bounce it over. Noxus from the back tries to send it up that left wing, and Gyro waits on the boost. Let's Noxus bump him into it, but a miss from AJ on the backboard opens up the shot. But Aeon cannot get the double.
It's a good save from Illusion, but it's only going to fall to Aeon until he's closed down by Gyro this time. Reverse of fate after Gyro had the same thing happen to him earlier when he was lingering underneath. Astro's touch can only go to the back right corner where Illusion was already awaiting the clearance. He gets that sort of flick upwards from the wall. And this is an awkward moment from Aeon. I think Illusion was in his way, so he thought he had to go round him, and he just about managed it, but that was scary for Continuum.
Illusion at the back is doing damage. He's getting demos and he's making sure that bumps are influential right now. But that ball awkwardly central. Continuum now with a chance to put this away. Bounces high. AJ needs to hit this and he does. Sends it long too. Illusion there to get the challenge versus Astro. That pinches.
Oh, that's wide.
Aeon can whip it round. Shot chance now sends it central.
Oh,
but Illusion with the sublime demolish.
Such a frustrating thing when you're the Continuum man and you finally can see your name up in lights and then you're removed from the pitch without so much as a second word. That's a good bump on Gyro. He escapes thanks to AJ. They're both racing to get that 100 boost, which means they both turned away from it. Neither of them get it. And this could be the opportunity for Continuum to boost Starve Peeps. In comes Aeon and equalizes the series.
Aeon, mate, I thought you could get a goal, maybe two. I thought overtime and the win might be a stretch. No. I need to start believing in these boys. Aeon once again, top of the table, securing himself. I believe it was 2 goals in that game.
It was.
And he sends this series to 1-1 as well. Continuum fighting with every fibre of their being and silencing the Peeps.
It was Aeon and Noxus that had pretty much the goals and the assists throughout that second game. And you said that Aeon would want his teammates to step up. And to my eyes, they completely did. Despite not getting on the score sheet, Astro was just as involved as the rest of them. And I think the Continuum were good value for their win, despite being a couple of goals down that the Peeps did manage to grind out. I wasn't too shocked when they got their foothold back in that second game. And right now, I'd say Continuum are favourites going forward in this one.
Yeah, definitely. Continuum are... I think they're finally getting to that point in their match where they're comfortable with what they need to be doing. And everything that they tried in that pretty much worked, I think. There were a couple of times where maybe they were going for a shot that they weren't too convinced could get past, and so they almost got into their heads and slowed it down beforehand so that then the counterattack wouldn't come out. Ended up working, of course, but I think there's still more in the Continuum tank, and Peeps, I think they're being stretched quite thin.
Yeah, they are. The question is, were Peeps making mistakes because, they're a little bit cold, they're a little bit nervous maybe? Basically, was it their fault, or was it something that Continuum were doing very well? Based on that evidence, it was the latter, but we'll see if they can begin to escape this Continuum barrage of offense which is coming on. That's a good touch from Astro. Out wide, had Aeon behind him, which he didn't want. Nox is left all alone for a second, but does beat Gyro handily to the ball. So what we can do is bump it right back to Illusion. There's a chance for a solo play. It's met by Aeon, the man of the match so far in my eyes. It's a chance for AJ. Astro goes high, but it's easy defending there from Continuum.
Now a chance for Astro to work his way out, and 2 men cannot get the ball past him. It does end up pinching far into the Peeps half. And yeah, Aeon, I think, has been very much the standout player for Continuum. But Astro and Noxus, they have both come into this series fantastic. Game 1, I think they could have won it. if they were playing like how they did in Game 2. And I think Game number 3, I'm feeling a Continuum win here. Maybe it will go to 5. I didn't think it would, but man, they've come alive.
We know how much more Peeps can offer, though. We have seen them at the very pinnacle of NA RLCS in recent times. That is their potential. And if they can get up to 5th gear, it's going to be what they're capable of. And for any Americans listening, gears are the things that you sort of make your car switch to with the big stick in the middle. Because they use automatic, don't they, mate? Those Americans?
They do.
Yeah.
They call manual stick shift.
Stick, yeah, I know. I don't even drive, and I think that's odd. Stick.
I mean, you want to drive automatic, so I don't know why you're mocking the Americans. They're your kin.
Because I've got a British accent, mate. It is my job to mock the Americans.
That's very fair.
There's a big clear from Nox's, but it's only going to reach AJ. Oh, look at that. The double touch. The pinch off the ceiling. Here comes Gyro. I really wish he'd sunk that one because that was a beautiful assist from AJ. He's just so good to watch, AJ. Every time he goes up in the air, you know that something fancy and frilly and beautiful is going to occur.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching him on Rogue, even when he made very questionable decisions as well. He was always one of their most fun players, and Astro putting his name up in lights for the first goal in Game 3. Continuum take the lead with a boomer off the left-hand side.
Now, this may not mean much, but Astro is the only Continuum player that up to this point had not scored in this series. So if that's the start of him catching up to his teammates in an aggressive sense, you know, he's been having a good game in defense, but now they all know they're capable of breaking down Peeps, that could be huge for their confidence and for their mindset. Potentially a massive moment there for Astro in particular and for Continuum as they take the lead in Game 3 and the lead overall in this series for the first time. Noxus could double it, but AJ clears to the side.
Tell you what though, I do think that we've seen a lot of the Peeps defensive errors. They've pretty much gone. I've not seen Gyro or Illusion do any of their big misses recently, any unforced errors at least. And I think that it's going to be harder and harder as we go through this series for Continuum to be scoring the relatively free goals that they did get earlier. So a tighter defense versus a stronger offense just leads to better gameplay.
And a little bit of pressure as well from Peeps up here. Noxus tries to clear it, but he can't because Gyro's onto him so quickly. Very obvious what he was attempting there and well read from the Peeps. But look at that touch. Illusion gets the save on Noxus, who puts it back into the center where Gyro and AJ sort of get in each other's way a little bit. But AJ attempts one of his trademark air dribbles to get rid of it. They just need to keep some pressure right now, the Peeps. They had it all their own way in the first game. Not goals-wise necessarily, but certainly territory-wise. And in Game 3, I can't think of too long where it's been sustained waves of attack in favor of the Peeps.
I don't think there has been. We're reaching 90 seconds remaining and Continuum stay with the lead. It's really hard to not say continue, which is fun. I don't like names like that. It's annoying. Like speed or a lot. And it's like, guys, come on. Don't be an adjective or whatever that word is.
Nounjective verb. Nounjective verb, I think.
A nounjective verb. Don't be a nounjective verb, guys. Like, come on, grow up.
Nobody likes a nounjective verb. AJ puts it long. Gyro's chasing it. 1 more minute for the Peeps to get back into this game. But who's there? There's Illusion. Oh, good fake from him as well. A bit of creativity. Comes out to Gyro. Oh, that was all from Illusion's fake. And just like that, they do work quickly. Peeps have their equalizer.
Illusion's corner challenges just working out perfectly again. And Gyro, full credit to him for being right place, right time. Can get on the end of it, sends it bottom left corner, out of the way of the Continuum defender. And now 1 apiece, 60 seconds remain. And actually, seeing Peeps grow some of their teeth back that they had in game number 1 and 2, to be fair.
Yeah, beating them to the ball as well now was Illusion from the side. He's found Gyro. This is a key moment, I think, for Continuum. If they can defend this wave of attack that Peeps are chucking on. Gyro up against Aeon. They do have an attack of their own now, but it's cleared well by AJ. His clearances have been monumental. Every time he hits the ball in his own half of the pitch, you just know it's going all the way towards that Continuum end. Then down the other end, is he going to get a chance? He's not. It's well read by Astro.
Yeah, he just hasn't made defensive errors, I feel. He's been double committed with, but I think he is very rarely the perpetrator. And he typically is Gyro, but a chance there. Aeon nearly gets bumped into it from Gyro. And now overtime once again is on the cards, cleared up high from Aeon. Gyro with the bomb and Nox's with the recovery. Illusion. Final shot, that's going to come straight down. AJ's there, can he go on it? But no, he sends it low. Overtime, Peeps having so much pressure, couldn't put it away.
Gyro couldn't decide whether he wanted to shoot or pass. In the end, it was something between the two, neither of them specifically. And we do go into overtime in this third game. Astro needs to get a big clear here. Actually, that was very smart off the ceiling, which brought Noxus into it. A much smarter clearance than I anticipated. And now they can really get some distance on that ball. It's missed by AJ. There's that offensive mistake. Aeon gets another bump, but Gyro closes it the whole way. And Peeps survive.
Praising you, AJ. Don't make me look like a silly Billy.
He wouldn't do that, mate. He's still comfortable. Look at this. Gyro down the side, but Aeon, that's how you clear a ball. All the way to the opposite corner. Force AJ to just think, question himself. Assume that wherever he puts the ball, there's going to be a Continuum player there. There's a shot that comes in. Gyro gets a save from the side. Astro is underneath it. Doesn't want this clearance to be easy for Gyro. This is struggling to get out of their corner right now for the Peeps. Continuum doing so well to keep this pressure on. Look at, here comes Astro, and again, it's their ball. Every second ball belongs to Continuum.
Yeah, Astro, though, was forced to go back to his own half to get some boost, though. So it did mean that now Peeps have been able to work out from that push. And AJ picking up the boost from underneath Aeon 2, who's gone for one bump and two. Can he get the third? Yes, he can! Astro! With the shot on target, Aeon doing almost all of the work here. Goodbye, Illusion. Hello, Game 4.
Oh, that was such a lovely little nudge from Aeon. So cruel on the goalkeeper, who was just going, sorry, sir, can I just excuse me out the way? You know that thing where you're stuck in a corridor and they're going right as you go to your left. And you go, oh, sorry, and you both go to the other side and you have that awkward little smile. That's sort of what was happening there, except from Aeon it was more nefarious than that, because he meant to do it. He meant to make it awkward for the goalkeeper and Continuum reap the rewards. Astro with 2 goals as well. Continuum take the lead in the series. And what do Peeps have to change to come back here, Stumpy?
I think their main issue is the... So right, let's look at what the final product is. The final product is that we're seeing the Peeps get forced back into their own third a lot. And then a lot of these challenges come in, and typically we're seeing that Continuum are winning out from them. How can you stop that situation arising in the first place? Well, to stop that from arising, you're going to need to try and send out a man more confidently that you can then pass to, instead of being able to just force that 50 over and over again, which you are losing. So I think the main thing is, when Peeps do get forced in, send the man out. Be a bit more confident. I think they know that they can get a goal every now and then if they need to, and they're just trying to play the war of attrition that's thus far Continuum have been winning.
Maybe that is it. Maybe Peeps just assuming they're going to take this one and not really chucking the men forward that they need to actually claim the victory. It is a wake-up call. That's like they rise to the challenge, but Noxus with beautiful flicks like that again is going to make it as difficult as possible for them to do that. AJ switched, I believe, to Octane. He's at least changed car.
He has, yeah. He wasn't a Dominus previously, so feeling like he wants to join his kin and go along with the Octane gang. Hashtag Octane gang.
Let's see if that's the right decision from him. I mean, mechanically, he was playing fine, but I guess it's still a refresher when you switch vehicles if things aren't quite working for him. But it shows how shaken Peeps are. As Aeon comes up towards the left, he's got Astro behind him, wants to get a 50-50 up against AJ in that Octane. Those are a lot easier in the Octane than the Dominus, so maybe that's where he feels that Continuum have been winning the 50-50 game as opposed to the mechanics. It's a great pass from Noxus to Aeon. It's over the top by AJ, and Illusion gets another all-important demo right when that attack was starting to warm up.
Yeah, I think me and AJ on the same lines there. There was a lot of wins of 50s coming out from Continuum, so switching to the Octane is definitely a good shout. Slightly taller means that any challenge that you do get, it's the favoured 1v1 car. So, yeah, no, good decision there from AJ. And like you said, it's the placebo of feeling better in your car as well. Have a change-up.
Oh, good early read from Astro. AJ's coming in. He puts a pot shot on. Not sure that was the right choice.
Gonna need more than that.
The backboard. Exactly, yeah. I think that was just a little bit too simple there for the Continuum lads in goal. I think there were 2 of them as well, so good luck, AJ. Just trying to keep the pressure going, though. That's a great clearance. Much better this time. Over in towards the goal, Aeon. Oh my goodness, scares the life out of me. In comes the infield pass. Illusion along the floor again. He loves those, and it's worked again.
And Illusion with a shot along the floor, and it was Noxus in the net who jumps. He goes over it. It gets the orange trail on it. Again, a very similar goal to one that he scored earlier, which was, again, another orange trail. Yeah, Illusion having the read on the keeper.
Have I been wasting my time with all these shots you shouldn't miss? Should I just roll it really slowly along the floor?
I think if either me or you can hit the ball when taking a shot, we've done pretty well, and I don't think we should aim for anything higher.
Okay, I will take that on mind. Thank you, Illusion. You've taught me everything that I need to know.
You're welcome.
Here he is. Is he coming up the side? Well, no, he's waiting for it. Clever. And trying to find Gyro. It's working nicely. Some clean touches now from the Peeps. Illusion beats Astro. I do like Illusion when he comes in early there.
Yes,
when he's on attack, just getting in the way of Continuum. It's something that occasionally he'll decide to do. I'm not quite seeing enough of it from him up against this Continuum defense. Look at that quality play.
Pass.
The speed from Peeps right now is being Continuum's undoing.
Lovely pass, and Jara getting the bump on Aeon as well, forces Noxus to go for the wall challenge. Noxus wanted to stay in net there. He was in a great position, but Aeon, once he was removed from that play, there's nothing more Noxus can do. It's either get beaten on the wall and have a chance, or get beaten in the net and have much less of a chance. And now double commits coming out for Continuum. But we have to remember, Continuum, they are on their final chance. Sorry, on their chance to get through, rather. And Peeps, they're hoping to take it to 5.
Well, they're going to be doing more than hoping now as Gyro gets a great dunk and then a demo in the goal to set up AJ for his second goal of the game. It'll be expectation as far as the Peeps are concerned that this one is going the distance. But as for Continuum, there's still a couple of minutes for them to turn this into something scary. We've seen it recently, teams being 3 goals up in the final game and then just taking their foot off the pedal for a second, believing they have it. So Peeps need to make sure they don't do that here. And the way they're playing, I can't see them doing it. This is more like the Peeps that we expected to see coming into this series. Even though Gyro is a little bit out of boost there. Aeon goes, I can't do too much of this one. He can do all the swirls in the world, and AJ will just wait and then come forward himself.
Yeah, I think that the game number 3 was definitely a wake-up call. Gyro with the pre-flip as well. Although Aeon does get the goal in the end regardless, the shot from that pre-jump finds Astro, finds Gyro, and with the shot gets a touch off AJ. I don't think any other player on Peeps had the save. So AJ very fair to go for that, because why not send the lads to it? 3 people's better chance than just 1. But it did not work out this time, and Aeon with another shot on, but Illusion rotating back can get the block.
The game suddenly gets real with that Continuum goal, unless Peeps can put it away right now. Illusion, I think he actually got a touch on that, but it was so light it barely redirected the ball at all. Who's up here? It's going to be Noxus on the side. Another one of these dribbles that have been working so well for him in this series. Astro this time up. Wants to get that extra touch, but can't quite do it. So Illusion's hit away from the goal is as simple as you like. A little bit of pressure just starting to build up now from Continuum. Much needed in this game. Astro would like to get this one towards Noxus. Noxus' clearance is nice. So is the next touch as well. Upwards pace again from Continuum. They've stepped right back up where they need to be to take this win. 40 seconds left. 1 goal anytime soon would be massive, but AJ, just with these touches from defense, swallows up so much time when he has the ball, which can be frustrating if his team are losing, but when they're winning, he is just the man that they want the ball to fall to, AJ.
Aeon with a chance there, and also gets the demo on AJ. Relatively open at the back. Astro with the shot just wide of target. Illusion has stepped up defensively. Absolutely out of his mind in this series, I think. Sorry, in this game, rather. He started off relatively weak alongside Gyro. They had a few errors themselves, but he's done much, much better coming into this 4th game. And we will be going to 5. Peeps taking number 4, trading on wins here. Number 5, Cole, we thought that Continuum, they might have it after game number 3. Are you still on the Continuum, what, car? There you are. I was trying to think of, I was thinking of I don't know, the
train?
Train. Like a train, yeah, but what team starts with T? The Peeps.
How about you just put like an apostrophe before Continuum, so it's the Tinuum train?
I wouldn't like for that to catch on.
I think that the Peeps are going to see this one away in Game 5. I think that the way they were playing there in Game 4 is higher than the ceiling that Continuum have. If they can continue at that level throughout the next 5 minutes or so, I think Peeps are going to run away with this, and then we're going to look back at this and think, wait a minute, why are we backing Continuum so much? However, with Peeps, you do not know which version of them we're going to get as of right now. They could slow right down. Continuum could frustrate them with a few more demos, which have definitely slowed down, and suddenly they're the ones back on top. I will go with Peeps, but it's by no means 100% certainty. This one, to me, is 60-40 in favor of the Peeps.
I think Continuum started to falter because they didn't know how to deal with Peeps when they are on, but this team has proven that they are able to learn, and learn fast when they need to as well. As Nox is sent along to Astro rather, I think there's still more in the Continuum tank.
Oh. Continuum tank. Apostrophe Continuum tank.
No, stop it with the apostrophes.
Noxus against AJ, and then Aeon can push it high. AJ's doing some twirls, but nowhere near the ball, so he can just be politely ignored by all 5 players on the pitch apart from him. That's a great touch though from Gyro. Gets the early flip again past Aeon.
Oh!
And Illusion is stopping the Continuum train in its tracks. 1-0 to the Peeps.
The Continuum car has started to slow down. Let's just agree to not refer to them as a vehicle.
No, I can't do that. I'm fully on board the Continuum train, mate. Chat's saying it.
Why Continuum?
Because it's apostrophe Continuum.
What do you mean? No, you're just saying how it looks. Right, regardless, Aeon didn't do the job that he needed to there. I didn't necessarily think he was even too outplayed. There was a great touch that came in. But now, defensively, he wants to step up a bit more. He was strong game number 1, strong throughout this series. Don't let it slip now.
Aeon needs to get a catch here, and he does, which really impresses the Champions Field man. He loved that one. Good on him. Illusion in the corner. Nox is just watching him, staring him out, saying, Illusion, where you going, mate? Because wherever it is, I will be there to block you. And AJ almost has the same fate against him. They just can't get this ball out of their corner right now, can the Peeps? But eventually Gyro's touch will be enough, and Nox is beaten straight up to the ball there. And now it is Continuum's turn to have the ball in their corner. Astro's 50-50 with AJ is stronger. And gets another little nudge. Again, we haven't seen too much of that in the last game and a half, and I think it's sorely lacking right now for Continuum.
Yeah, I mean, they've also benefited from the lack of some demos every now and then. There has been some physicality, but it's not been as important as it was in the first 2 games, I feel. So I think if Peeps turn it on, which they are quite happy to, and Gyro is quite happy to chase Astro there to get a demo, then it's going to go heavily in favour of whichever team does decide to go for those plays. But Nox is, with not much boost, just sends it high and Gyro can catch.
That's Astro that's going to win this 50-50. No, he's not. Gyro, quality. 1v1 skills from him to be able to get that one towards the Continuum half instead of his own. Noxus and Astro up on this one as Noxus that pushes it forward. Gyro's coming in from the side. Quick and speedy and nippy from him, but he's beaten that time by Aeon. How he'd love to build up ahead of Seam again like he was showing the first couple of games. Slowed down somewhat since then. Astro into the corner. Neither team really having sustained pressure. I feel like when we do eventually get a goal, it'll be one of those ones that's out of nothing. A quick pass or a beautiful solo play right now.
Gets sent on by Noxes. Only 2 minutes left for Continuum to get their first goal in this game. Goes central. Gyro, though, can't quite get to it. And Astro fakes out, clearing it into the corner.
Oh, brilliant.
Fantastic idea. And then continues it down that central line. Really good play, but he misses the boost. As now Gyro and AJ, they gently dribble it over into the net. The presence above the defender, AJ. He can get the second goal in favour of Peeps.
Poor old Noxus was left absolutely stranded there. And AJ does what needs to be done to get the open goal and put his team 2 goals up in this final game in what's been a very entertaining series. There's still life in it yet. Peeps going to try their best to make sure that's not the case as AJ goes high. He's blocked by Astro. A little bit desperate now for Continuum. They'll know that Peeps are bearing down their neck wherever they turn, but that miss from AJ could make it a little bit easier for Continuum to break out. Illusion and Gyro double commit. Nox is on this one. Astro's going to try and take out AJ, and he does! I couldn't see because of the smoke screen, but somehow Noxus scores.
Yeah, the double commit has not favoured Peeps there. It rolls slowly, and Astro goes in like a Predator missile. Removes the final Peeps man. With 9 seconds remaining, there's now only 1 goal that separates these teams. Either team can win it here and go through to their qualification match. 2-0 is a huge start. And Peeps would love for it to be them. Continuum. They had to reverse sweep to get there before. Can they get it this time? That's on target. Nox is saved away by Illusion.
It was an old school miss from Gyro that left for that chance, but he was saved by his teammates, and now he's on the attack where he's feeling much more comfortable in this series, chasing Astro, and he's got him as well with a clean 50-50 towards Noxus on the backboard. Nox is in the corner, he's stuck. Where does he go? He forced the 50-50, but Aeon's touch actually worked out okay. I'm not sure it's what he meant. Yeah, it worked very well. The transition's beautiful. Gyro gets a touch that time. And AJ can go long, but his touch isn't great either. They can't escape the Peeps. They should be able to, but they're not managing it until Illusion gets that touch.
Astro catching the slightly awkward bounce, can flick it high of AJ, but Noxus just didn't move in as much as he maybe should have done there. I think there will come a point in around 20 seconds where you throw everything. I think Noxus actually was in a good position there to not throw everything just yet. Solution comes in, gets the block away from Aeon. Cleared long by Noxus, caught again by AJ. Astro gets caught out by that final touch. Aeon desperately trying to cling onto the chance in this game.
Illusion been absolutely massive in this series, and one more clearance from him is hammering nail after the nail into the Continuum coffin. This has to be perfect from Aeon. He's got this flick, but it's low, and AJ can put it down, and the Peeps fight through and manage in Game 5 to disrupt the Continuum train. Was that enough from the Peeps, Stumpy? They've got their win. How much more do they have in the tank?
I hope more, to be honest. I mean, let's focus on the positives right now. Peeps managed to get the win. It was scarier and closer than I think they would anticipate for that game to have been. I didn't think it would be that close. Continuum will be very, very happy, I think, with how that ended up going. They took it to Game 5 against a team that took Space Station to Game 7. There's merit in that. Is that enough from the Peeps? If you're wanting to go through this bracket and go 3-0 and just sail through to Stage 2, you're going to need to show off more than you currently did. And I don't think Gyro, AJ, and Lucian will listen to this thinking, well, that's harsh. I think they know it. I think they know it shouldn't have gone to 5 for them personally. Continuum, though, what a performance, man. Like, they really showed off what they're capable of doing. Aeon putting forward a very, very good case of why maybe his kick from RGB was not necessarily, RBG rather, was not the best decision for that team, who ended up nosediving in RLCS Season 9.
Yeah, so as well as Aeon, Astro and Noxus, they seem to grow into the series as it went on. I think they peaked a little bit too soon, as we can see from the games that occurred. But as for the Peeps, I think you're right. The positive is that they managed to find a way to win it. Also, Illusion, to me, stood out head and shoulders above both of his other teammates. Gyro is tricky in defense, struggling in defense, should I say. AJ was his usual self. He flatters to deceive, and then suddenly he comes up with something incredible, conjures something amazing.
Yeah.
But Illusion, he was breaking up everything that Continuum offered, and I don't think without him, they would have managed to win that series. So Peeps do manage to make it through, and there's more Rocket League on the way, isn't there, Stumpy?
There is indeed. If you guys want to be getting involved on social media as well, use the hashtag RLCSX and make sure that you at RL Esports, because FDOT is going to be looking at the tweets. We're going to be picking them out, like little strawberry farmers or whatever, and we're going to, oh, that's a nice ripe tweet. We're having a look at them on the stream later. Make sure that you get involved. Otherwise, after the break, we're going to be having even more fantastic Rocket League. I'm looking very forward to it. RLCSX is a great event. We'll see you very shortly.